Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC live match reaction, further reaction to Ipswich Town 4, Rotherham 3, and of course a look ahead to the weekend's home game against Birmingham. Can we make it 12 points in 12? Obviously, counting Millwall and Swansea, can we make it 6 and 6 at home? Let us know how you're feeling this evening, whether that's looking ahead to Birmingham, whether that's on last night. I mean, what an absolute roller coaster it was last night. Amari Hutchinson coming up clutch for us in the dying moments to win the game after it had, well, appeared that Rotherham had clawed their way back into it. And this is how the league table was left after last night's 4-3 victory. Sitting in third, 69 points, equal with Leeds, right on their tail. Southampton slipping up last night, 2-1. So Hull. So look, it's tight at the top there. Leicester, they're kind of gone. It is now, for me, a 3-horse race for second. Will it be Town? Did we did enough last night to get ourselves over the line? Will we get ourselves over the line further ahead? As always, like, subscribe. If you're watching on Catch Up, welcome. We are live Monday, Wednesdays. Monday and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. And of course, after every single home game and away game for our match reaction. Comment for the algorithm, FTA, if you are watching on Catch Up. And we are partnered with Match Bingo. Sean won £50 at the weekend because Sean is an absolute legend that is playing Match Bingo. Are you a sports enthusiast who wants to play a game where you could win cash prizes while supporting the life-saving work of the East Anglian Air Ambulance? Of course you do. Well, how you do it is on the screen right now, but I'll read it out to you as well. Register online, download the Match Bingo app on your mobile phone, choose which games you wish to play. £2 a bingo card. We also have a free Bing Goals game there for you to play. Do check out the app. Over 18s only. Be gamble aware. And by playing Match Bingo, you are supporting the East Anglian Air Ambulance. Get a couple of comments. We've got Streaky. No such thing as an easy match in the Championship. 3 points. Rest, learn, and go again. Paul Smith. Good evening, everybody. Leeds draw and 3 points on Saturday will put the pressure back on the other two teams. Great comment there, Paul. Love it. Max Fax is in a very hot Melbourne. He says, had a time to reflect, and it's another 3 points on Tuesday. We move on and take nothing for granted. No, just like us Brits in the summer when we don't take the sun for granted. Right, joining me is somebody who was there and somebody who wasn't there. As always, when isn't that the story? It is, of course, Matty Phillips and Richard Moss. Welcome in. How are we doing?
Gov, we don't get theme music now, Matt. Obviously, no introductions.
I can play you a theme if you'd like. I just thought we'd get into the all, nitty gritty.
What's with the scarf?
Well, why not? My mum's got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
Who, me?
Which one?
Yes.
Okay.
Not you. You're all right. You.
Okay.
Where's the hat?
Do you know what? I've been having a conversation about the hat tonight. It's upstairs. I've left it upstairs.
There,
does Mrs. Moss want it back then?
She wants the hat on.
It's her hat. Not that it's her hat, by the way. And I say give it back.
Well,
she wants it.
Yeah.
How can we get?
She wants the hat on.
I could have done with a hat today because I got soaked when I went out for lunch today.
How was your lunch?
It was good. I enjoyed it. We had a good chat, didn't we? On the way now.
How was the jam factory?
Don't get him started on that.
Got an absolute sticky situation.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we've got some old news, by the way. We've got some old news.
Oh, fucking this little.
Neil Harris he's gone back to Millwall. I said to Gov, I knew this at 11 a.m. this morning. I told you, Matt.
Well, yes, you did tell me this, didn't you?
Was it news then? Was it? It was rumour.
It was news. It was
speculation with a capital S.
We're not allowed to speculate, are we? We don't.
We are about other clubs, just not about our own.
What do we think to that anyway? What do we think to that? I spoke to my mate Mickey, big Millwall fan. He said he won't be going again. He said he will, but he's obviously he's not very happy. They've gone with Joe Edwards. 19 games in, they've panicked and they've gone back to Harris. It's a panic move for me, Matt. They obviously want to stay in the league.
They've given Edwards an early bath, haven't they? Poor fella.
Yeah.
How's a man meant to get a break? I mean, look, they was in turmoil, weren't they, when he went now?
This for me is why, if I was a manager that viewed myself through the very same model of Kieran McKenna, the way I want to play football and the influences and the philosophies I'm bringing in, this is why I don't make in-season moves. Full stop. Because you aren't given time when the bullets are real. You need a summer. You need a window. You need time to bring in your player and bring in your philosophy. When the relegation is suddenly looming, clubs get a bit itchy. So that's why, if I'm like Joe Edwards, is very much like Kieran McKenna. In the start, he wants to implement the way he wants to have his teams. You don't make an in-season change. This is for me is why, boys.
Neil Harris, this is his third job of the season. He's managed in all 3 divisions now.
I know.
Gillingham Division 2, Cambridge Division 1, back to Millwall in the champ. I feel sorry for Cambridge, Matt. I feel sorry for Cambridge.
I don't. Joe
didn't Tony Cottee score in every division in a season once?
Tony Cottee?
Probably. I mean, football's so bonkers. I wouldn't put it past the footballing world to find a way to get Neil Harris to manage 1 game in the Premier League this year. Just to,
and also, with a little bit of an Ipswich link, a bit of a penny for Macaulay Bond's thoughts. Harris takes him to Gillingham, gets the sack. Harris takes him to Cambridge, gets the sack. Macaulay, what's he thinking this evening, Matt?
Yeah.
He's thinking, I'm going to get bumped up to a championship wage. Happy days. Nails it back at Millwall.
And Cambridge have probably got their biggest game of the season on Saturday against my local team, against the Posh. They've got no manager.
Who haven't? Oh, Cambridge.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought I zoned out for a minute and thought I'd pop the Posh and lost their manager. This is more madness.
He's still there. Ferguson is still there. I know that's amazing that he's going to do the whole season without getting sacked.
How many spells has he done there now? 4?
Yeah, this is his 4th. But look, I feel sorry for Cambridge, but then it works both ways with managers, Matt, because people can say there's no loyalty. Harris has sort of done the dirty on them and gone back to Millwall, which I understand because he's got links there when he was a player
bit of a snide
and
move,
a manager.
As soon as they come calling, he buggers off.
You don't say no. You don't say no in football.
Harris was he close to the Ipswich job?
With the bookies, he was. I seem to.
Says Hamish. I mean, I don't know if Hamish had the live link. I mean, that's old news, Hamish.
That'd been some sort of Cowley's-esque football down at Bournemouth Road, wouldn't it, Matt?
No, Hamish is spot on though. I think he was
close dream
at one point. Talking of close, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, as Richard's got in his name title there, squeaky bum time. It shouldn't have been close though, because first half, Rich. Yeah, all right, we started sloppy.
So that's an understatement. As I said to the guy sitting me on Stuart, and Stuart, if you're watching tonight, I'm going to have a word with you Saturday about leaving early and missing the winning goal, as did quite a lot of people. I know Gov doesn't care about that. We'll get onto that later.
Public transport doesn't wait for people, Rich. It doesn't go, oh, hang on.
He wasn't catching a train. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people wasn't catching a train. And the 3 people, Matt, who I told you this morning, since the Norwich game, there's this family of 3. They leave on 82 minutes. And every time they walk past, I say to them, where the fuck are you going? And they blank me every single time. And if you do it again on Saturday, I'm going to do the same. Do not be leaving. If you've got a train to catch, I get that. I do get that. Because obviously there was a lot of time added on and we'll probably get onto the ref.
Yeah.
But you're talking 3 p.m.s here. When there's plenty of trains after. In theory.
There you go.
That's because it's not.
Evening kickoff, I do get. But yeah, I said to Stuart behind me, and as you said, Matt, before about slow starts, it's in our DNA.
Yeah. Was it last night? 90 seconds.
It was one of them ones where the game had kicked off and you're chatting to your people around you and you're sort of half eye on the match. And then all of a sudden, I see Tom Eaves running through.
Big Tom Eaves.
Challenged on goal. And I thought, what the fuck was happening there?
They looked really to each other. No, after you, sir. No, after you, sir. No, sir. I insist. After you.
Wait, who do you hold responsible there, Martin?
Well,
as a former centre half yourself, Martin, what would you say?
I would say Harry Clark, personally.
I don't agree with you.
But I'm a centre. But I'm a centre half.
The initial header, Wolfenden loses the initial header against, I think it's Hugo, which he will probably come onto that all night because I think he bossed him, which a bit like Joe Ironside bossed Burgess that time at the Abbey. We'll get onto that. Yes,
it's a foul.
But I think Harry Clark is. I'm not saying he's in control of that situation, but I don't think Wolfenden needs to come across because when he comes across, Martin, he leaves that big gap. If he drops off there, when that ball slid through to Eaves, I think Wolfenden will just mop the ball up. But it's systematic of Town that we give away shit goals. We give
They didn't
away
talk
shit
to each
goals
other.
all the time.
They didn't talk to each other, did they? Which is a bit of unbelievable to me because how close they were. But it looks like Clark is shielding the ball for Wolfram to take control of it, and they just like leave it to.
But where's he going
other.
if he takes control of it? Like he's not able to beat the
Clear it
player
out.
behind him for pace.
Just clear it
And
out.
We know our defenders are a bit
Take it to the
allergic
corner.
to
Take it to the corners.
rose-edding it. So
A little bit. Blimey.
so the only place
Very.
Carrie Clark can put it is back to Hladky, which is how we play. So I don't know why it wasn't just a simple right, reset and we go again. But yeah, you can blame either one of them really. But it is a terrible.
If there's a good time to concede a goal at home to Rotherham, it's probably after 90 seconds, Matt. If I'm being honest.
Well, you've just got plenty of time to get back into the game, as we thus proved in the rest of the first half. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you've said it before, Rich. You'd rather be, 0-0, and you concede after the first 90 seconds and the last 90 seconds, as Rotherham found out to their peril last night.
Very true.
Look, I didn't think. I don't know what you thought, mine. I didn't think we were great in the first half.
I thought we were clinical. I thought Rotherham were as if me and you were actually playing in defence. I thought Wes Burns had their left back the way he would have had me.
Sean Morrison, how slow was he?
Well, he is. What is Sean Morrison now?
33. 33. Peltier was 37.
He was roasted. He got roasted by Wes on the second goal, didn't he? Wes just knocked it by him.
The lad on the other side, 25.
He looked like Mark McGuinness the last day of the year, didn't he? Wes just knocks it past him and says, "Catch me if you can." He's still running, Mark. So the rumour says,
Wes actually gave an assist to himself that day because he was chasing his own through ball, wasn't he?
Yeah, do you remember? Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't funny at the time, but
that was a great through ball from you. Talk about Burgess on Saturday at Swansea. That Clark pass was brilliant. I thought. We're giving him a little bit of stick on the goal, but their goal. But that was he made up for it with that pass through. It was really good.
I think the way the left back played Wes Burns really helped because obviously he wasn't the fastest, and Wes Burns has got pace for days, and they went man for man, Rotherham, which not a lot of teams I don't think do at this level. They do in the Premier League, and some of the better ones at this level would certainly do. But they went man for man. Did that surprise you at all, Matt? Because when you consider the pace we've got and the trickery, and then you've got your own players that perhaps aren't the fastest, and you must be aware of those limitations. Did that surprise you? They manned up early and stuck with that?
Yeah, I thought that was quite good tactics. I mean, look, I was chatting to David Bergin from Ireland, and he was thinking, do you think they're going to park the bus? But, you're bottom of the table, you need points. Yeah, getting a draw at Portman Road, albeit it's, well, they nearly pulled it out, didn't they? It's quite a tough ask. I don't think sitting back and trying to counter-attack us all set pieces is probably the answer. So fair play. I think Richardson's a really good coach, albeit one that's fairly inexperienced. He got Wigan promoted, didn't he? And I think he's probably got a good tactical mind on par with, I would say, McKenna. And I think, for a team that's got limitations, I mean, they've only got 4 points on the road this season. What did we say, Rich? November 2022 was the last time they won.
31 games since they last won away.
Yeah. So, I mean, fair play to them, mate. I mean, they got off to a perfect start, didn't they? And I think going man to man probably does nullify some of our threats. I mean, certainly people were giving Lewis Travis stick on here last night. Maybe he found that a little bit difficult. But then again, he's not Luongo. He doesn't cover the same amount of ground as Luongo. He's a mopper-upper. Morsey's probably the one that would stick in for Luongo, the coverage that he brings. But fair play to them. Look, they scored 3 goals. Look, people have scored 3 goals at Portman Road this season. It was nearly enough for them to get a point, but luckily we got it out of the bag. But I thought that was good tactics from them, to be fair.
Do you think with Travis, Rich, that we slightly changed Morsey's role when we bring him in? Because it appeared last night that Morsey was more influential or able to go forward a lot more yesterday with Travis in the sitting role than perhaps when it's a Massimo, where they share it a lot of times, but it is more Massimo who is into the 18-yard box.
He goes, you see Mass, he plays on that sort of left, doesn't he? And you see him a lot of times, Martin, he's in that left channel, isn't he? Getting quite far forward. And I thought last night, if you look at the equaliser, Morsey's in that role. Very good. It's a good cross. Lovely cross to Wes. And we need it at that time because you need, once you've conceded that early goal, you need to get back in the game pretty quickly. But I didn't think Travis had Phil. I listened to Phil. Phil made me chuckle. I was listening this morning. He was apoplectic, I think he said. That was the word.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Just need to chill.
People, I said to Rich on the phone earlier, People weren't this bad tempered when we lost to Maidstone on international TV to a team that's in the National League South, and we've won last night.
Lewis
People were that
Travis. Look, I think he's done okay. He's not played a great deal of football, Martin. That's probably what you, if you're defending him, you could say he's come on. He played them first 2 games, didn't he? Played it against Sunderland, obviously when Morsey was out, and Leicester away. 2 tough games to come into, but other than that, he's not played a lot. So I thought he'd done all right. But it's hard to judge someone, Matt, on a few appearances here and there. It's a bit like Barry Kent was on Suffolk on Saturday, and he was talking about Lewis Travis, Matt, and he'd said he doesn't think he's any better than Don Ball. But I can't say. I can't make a judgment because Don Ball hardly played any football, did he? He didn't.
Taylor would be playing, wouldn't he? Taylor would be the one, who would be playing, but for for injury reasons, he can't.
Possibly. He might not last night. You don't know. You need that option. But we need to realise Travis has played 200 games in this league for Blackburn as captain. He's not a bad player. No. He might have had a bad night last night, which a lot of them did. There were so many. There was a lot of players. Yeah, there was a lot of players that underperformed. So to single out someone and say, "Oh, he was rubbish," he was poor.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He was poor, but he wasn't terrible. Travis wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. He wasn't. Will he play Saturday? No, he'll be back on the bench.
Well, no, that's probably the case, and I think you're right in terms of we didn't see much of Disco Dom, but he was a player brought in for League One, and if you look at the pecking order since he's been brought in, and you go by the song "We Trust Kieran McKenna," he's constantly found himself sliding down that pecking order. First, with Evans being here, Evans was preferred over him. Then obviously Massimo's brought in, then Massimo's preferred over him. I know he's had injuries through those periods. Then you got Jack Taylor coming in, then you got Travis coming in. So every turn is almost, Matt, that McKenna, if we trust what he knows what we need, and that's how the song goes. Disco's found himself sliding down the pecking order.
Yeah, but I think he was only look, he's been like you say, he's been hampered by injuries and stuff anyway from the day he arrived. Did he arrive here injured? I think he did, didn't he?
No, I don't think he did.
No, he wasn't. He's got injured in the game at Charlton, didn't he? Let's not go there.
Yeah.
But even when fit, he's not the preferred option, is he? Even when fit, he's not being the preferred option.
Yeah, I mean the packet. Look, it's Morsey and Luongo, and then it's really going to be Taylor after that, and then you're choosing between Don Ball or Travis, or if Cameron Humphreys was to ever get a run out in that position again. But look, I don't get to stick to Travis Scott. You go one down. That wasn't his fault. It was a long diagonal ball, wasn't it? That put one up, and then suddenly within minutes we was 3-1 up. It wasn't his fault that Ladkey and Caden had made a couple of errors, but.
No, very true. And then, obviously, as you say, the skip with an absolute beautiful pass. Doesn't even look. And as the commentator says, I think it was Westy, doesn't even need to look. You don't need to look. You know where your players are going to be.
He just puts it back in that area, doesn't he? If you look at I think the lead up to that goal, Martin, Burns is in a great position, comes in from the right-hand side, and it's not a great cross, and then it gets recycled out to the left, and it comes across, and it's just right on Wes's head. He's not going to miss there. If you look last night at Wes, I think he's obviously scored 2 goals. He's got an assist. I think he's had another 3 chances. The chance he had just after 1-1 where he's shot and it's literally... And then he's had a header when it was 3-1, and then he's had one in the second half coming in from the left. So he could quite easily, Matt, have taken home the match ball last night, Wes.
It'd been first half hat-trick. That'd have been great, wouldn't it?
A la Neil Gregory against Sheffield United. Do you remember that? Do you remember Neil Gregory against Sheffield United?
How do you, how fickle football fans though? Do you know what I mean? Like you go, say he does get a first half hat trick, you go in at 4-1 and everyone's buzzing. But as James Scowcroft said in the studio last night, if Rotherham were just to sneak one back at 3-1 to make it 3-2, it could be quite a nervous evening for us. And he was spot on. He was on the money.
I spoke to the fisherman today, Matt, and it's correct what you say there. And he said they always say, I know it's 3-1, but 2-0. When you're 2 goals in the lead, they always say.
Most dangerous.
The next goal, and it halves that deficit to. But look, 3-1 at half time. I think we were all pretty comfortable, weren't we? Because we hadn't played our best.
No.
After how many? I'm not sure how many corners Rotherham had, Martin, in that first half. They must have had
6.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
But I think throughout the game, if you look at how Rotherham played, they had 2 lumps up front, didn't they? Hugo and Tom Eves. So they were direct getting the ball forward, but. We give away a lot of sloppy free kicks, I thought, last night.
Yeah, loads.
In some areas. And I know people will say the referee didn't let it flow, which, possibly. But when that's their main game plan, long balls, free kicks, throw-ins as well. That Sean Morrison got a big throw as well, Matt. There was a couple of times he trotted all the way up from centre half, and then he threw it short. And I thought, what are you doing? Get it in the box. But yeah. And we deal with it. I didn't think Wolfenden had his greatest game last night, Gov. And I think this is, and Mike said to me earlier, I think we spoke about it on here. Wolfie is a typical modern day centre half. He wants to play football.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing against him and you're a big striker, you're going to try and rough him up.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But as Westlake said, he's a Rolls Royce. He's like Rio Ferdinand, Matt.
Don't get me started on that. Well, Rio Ferdinand got what, 81 caps for England, and they were comparing him to. Look, I do like Wolfie, right? But I mean, he's just, don't start making comparisons that are unfair on him, for one. He does have lapses. But look, McKenna said in the interview last night, Wolfie said on there, they're not robots. He said players make errors. They're human beings in pressure situations. And what's Wolfie done? 100, 150, 160, 170 appearances, like bloody Antiques Roadshow. This is going up and up. He's done a lot of appearances for us, and you could count on
Rio Ferdinand, massively overrated. Dominic, behave.
He was no John Terry or Tony Adams, was he? He was all right, but he was no
defender. Rio is.
He was. Wolfie does. Wolfie's hardly let the club down, to be honest with you. But as the stakes have got higher, as we've gone into the Championship and we found ourselves in the top 4, top 3, top 2, people do start demanding perfection.
Fish.
I know.
By the way, happy birthday to Frank. It is his birthday today.
He's on the sherry early then by reading that.
He was on the beers last night. I watched his little bit today. He said he had a few beers.
Frank's rendition in Dutch at the weekend for Colin. He's heard that today. That was good. The glory.
So close to being in the wilderness, says James Warren Elmer, after a 9-point week.
That'll never go away, that one.
That will never leave.
We've explained the context around this.
No, the context was still wrong, though, wasn't it? Anyway, about Wolfie. No, let's not go there. Let's not re-blow it all up. If I just calm down in the WhatsApp group. But Wolfie, lots of comments in regards to, being a liability, some have said, making changes, others have said, your reaction.
Not a liability, is he?
I completely agree with you. No, I agree with you. Just read what the sort of live chat feeling is. The problem now is, though, gentlemen, if you did want to take Wolfie out of the firing line, and someone saying, Axel coming in, you've got a bit of a right back situation where you've got one right back fit who now no longer is fit. So do you play Axel there? Would you drop Wolfie out, bring Axel in at right back, play Fridge with Burgess? So 2 changes to a back 4. Is that too many? Like with the Harry Clark injury, you've got a couple of question marks, and of course the chat have also mentioned Wolfie's recent form. I guess, where are you on that back 4? What do you do for Birmingham, Richard Moss?
You're not dropping Wolfie. Don't be silly.
No, I can't see that.
We dropped Wolfie. We dropped Wolfie at Leeds. We bought an Axel. What happened then? We got smashed 4-0.
We did.
This is the thing. When people go out the side, they become better players. And then people say, oh, yeah, bring him back in. He's not been in. Look.
There's your answer.
Steve says about... So, Brenner asked last night. He asked Kieran about Brandon Williams.
Good on Brenner.
And he said he's still at Man United. He's not in full training. He doesn't know when he's going to be back. Now, obviously some issues there, which I don't think we really want to talk about. But... at the minute, you spoke about it, I think, with Tux. I think when you've done the preview show, Martin, you've got Harry Clark, who's had an Achilles issue. Now he's got, I think it looked like a thigh issue. He got an ice pack on last night. So he's obviously got to be doubtful for Saturday. And we've stuck by Brandon. We don't know when he's going to be come back. But yeah, you've got a little bit of a conundrum. I think it'll probably be Axel, if I'm being honest.
Not Travis?
No, not. He's played there, for Blackburn when we had the guy on for Blackburn. But Axel's a defender. He played there a couple of times. He done okay. He looked rusty last night. I will say that. But
is Disco Dom still fit? Because if he is, he's been playing right back in pre-season. I mean, this could be the moment where you've been.
Good option, I think. I think that is a good option, given Twanzabi's. Well, Don Ball's going to be rusty as well. But Axel's Axel's had more appearances at right back against decent sides in the Premier League. But neither's ideal.
But
You want Harry Clark to be
it's
back.
quite interesting when you see the comments here because people have slated Fridge before, and now all of a sudden,
Yeah,
we'll bring Fridge back in for Wolfie. Has Wolfie had a bad season? No, he's been really good. Have
Been
we let some
magnificent.
sloppy goals in? Yes, we have. But that's across the board. That's just not on Wolfie. You know,
it's true.
we need to get away from that. And I said to you this morning, Matt, it's like last night. I mean, a lot of people were losing their minds. You do need to take a step back and think what we've done, where we've come from. We do have 69 points now, and we're third, and we've got 69 points, which was the same that Coventry had last season to actually get in the playoffs when the season had actually ended, right? So we've got 13 games to go. So we can all say, get rid of this player. He should go out. Look, the manager knows what he's doing. Obviously, he does. We've come this far. And there's not going to be mass changes because that doesn't happen under Kieran. And when you play Saturday, Tuesday, we've had a busy time here. And we've come out the back end of it, Martin, in really, really good shape. You know?
Yeah. Well, the best shape you could come out of it with.
Yeah, and there is some
points.
issues. There is some issues in the team. We're not perfect, and we never said we were going to be. You know, but just back the players that are there at the minute. They've done so well so far. You know, let's just see how far we can take it. You know, we're right back in the mix now. Whereas 2 or 3 weeks ago we were on that bad run, haven't we, Matt? Where we've won 1, winning 9.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
now
we weren't
we're right
losing
back.
games, were we? We just
No, we
didn't have the firepower to win them. That was the big
Wilderness.
difference. But when we was in the wilderness mine, absolutely.
Yeah.
You would know that El Hamadi and Kiefer, big Kiefer would come in and save us. But
Well,
I
we
think-
all did, but Mike Brown didn't.
No, he didn't. Good. But Mike did say I was wrong about Keith before.
He did.
He's done the biggest U-turn there rather quickly. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hell of an effort to get. I mean, look, let's say it again. We've won 69 points. Sunderland qualified for the playoffs in 6th with that last season. And as you
Correct.
rightly say, Rich, we're in late Feb and 13 games to go. And we've already surpassed the team that got into the playoffs last season. Their points total. It's just brilliant. Really good.
Could I tempt you, Matthew Phillips, with a little bit of a wild card at right back? With
go
the
on then.
emergence of Omari Clutch Hutchinson, would you be tempted to put Wes Burns in that right back position and play him in a style of Leif Davis where,
Yeah.
you know, defending is obviously
Shout.
important, but we allow you to get forward, lay to be, play, make a mark on it?
Could happen. I mean, yeah. I mean, is that going to leave us too isolated on the flanks? Don't know. But yeah, it's a shout. I mean, look, it's all hands to the pump at the moment, isn't it? You've lost Clark, who's been in a really good run of form, and you know he's had an up and down season with his injury. But you know,
he might play. You don't know Saturday. We
He
don't.
might
We
even
are
play.
we are speculating a little bit. It didn't look great last night, but
you thought it was what did you? Was it like a leg muscle injury?
He had when he went around when he was doing his fist pump, which was a little bit muted. I think. Look, I think at the end, everyone was obviously happy, Matt, that we won the game.
It all left early, Rich.
Not everybody.
But it was a little bit muted. It was a little bit muted, the celebrations, because I think a lot of it was relief as well. But he got an ice pack on his thigh. So, yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious because I think you need to give credit last night, Martin, to Rotherham. If you look, our fullbacks are massive how we play. And I think second half, I'd like to know the amount of times, guys, that Leif Davis and Harry Clark got over the halfway line because they hardly ventured forward. I think if you stop our fullbacks playing, if I'm looking at it as an opposition manager, Matt, I think you stop a lot of Ipswich Town's threat, obviously with Leif, because the amount of assists he's got. If you can lock them in, and get them going back the other way, I think you go a long way to stopping Town.
There's not many teams like what Rotherham did last night that actually play that kind of style against us. But you know, you bottom of the table, you might as well just throw the dice at it. But it certainly did work well. Matt Klukas getting in balls, you know, in and around the D caused us all sorts of problems. I mean, look at the indecision Haladki made for whatever reason, decided to come and punch that ball, misses it completely. I mean, it just threw a spanner in the toolbox for us a little bit, and you know, he was able to get out of it in the end. But yeah, fair play to him. But I don't expect to see Birmingham.
Is that new saying? A spanner in the toolbox?
Doesn't really work, does it? Because that's where it should be.
Spanner in the works.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Spanner in the toolbox.
This is where it should be.
Oh yeah, no, it should be.
You're throwing it in the right place.
Newsflash, don't be giving me a toolbox. I'm shit at the art.
Clearly. But not this spanner, I'll throw the toolbox.
Can we talk about the goalkeeper?
Yes, please. We've got 80 coming in soon, by the way.
I spoke to you earlier, didn't I, Matt? Look, Halaki's had a really good season, right?
Yes.
But there's a but coming now.
Is this a big but?
It is a big but, and a lot of people might not agree with me. Is it becoming, Martin, a bit of a problem?
Do I need the saucepan now? Should I go and get the saucepan?
Is it becoming a bit of a problem because errors are creeping in? And I'm not going to say that Christian Walton should come back in because I don't think he will. We've come this far with Alagi, right? But what do you think?
I think you've answered your own question midway through it. I think you've come this far with Alagi that you can't really go back. Unless there's an injury.
I agree.
Is he costing us games though? No. Okay, he's cost us some
Coming
goals.
close.
Cost us games.
This is what I said to you. With the games coming now, and you're going to have some massive games towards the end of the season, is there going to be a big error in a big game that costs us?
Don't be tempting fate. We said last week Clark was looking super fit now.
Yeah,
now look at him. Got ice pack on his leg.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I think we'll probably obviously come to this in the summer about the goalkeeping position, Martin, going forward.
I get a new one in the summer.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Who would you get? You've got to be able to have that specific skill set that Halagi's got, right? Because that's how we play.
Yeah.
Are they growing on trees? I don't know.
It's 2024. Most goalkeepers can play with their feet these days.
But obviously,
Pep Guardiola's reinvented the wheel, Matthew Phillips. It's not, this is not new.
Yeah. Well, we liked the keeper last night. We liked their keeper, didn't we, Rich? Last night?
Yeah,
I'd have him in a heartbeat.
He will not
play.
International for Sweden.
Jacobson, yeah, he'll be going. He's not going to be staying there.
He can't play with his feet, though, can he? From what I could.
Well, I don't know. Because he didn't do enough of it. Because obviously they got two big target men up front, and I don't think you're going to be playing it long, son. There you go. But if I look at Alagi, and I go back to that Cambridge game, Martin, where we spoke about before about Ironside, and I remember the second goal there when it was 2-1 and they equalised from a corner, and they bombed him right in the 6-yard box. Now, if I look at Alagi and his stature, he's not very imposing, is he, Matt, as a goalkeeper?
How tall is he? 6'3", maybe?
No, he's about 6'1".
Okay. That is really small for a keeper.
I wouldn't say he's an imposing goalkeeper, right? So, and if you do see a lot of times when a corner comes in, he doesn't command that 6-yard box, which really surprises me when that second goal, because we're not playing well in that second half, but we're still pretty much in control of that game at 3-1, right? Yeah. But he just has a rush of blood, Martin.
Well, he tried to command his area. The problem is he's
command his area. He's coming out past the penalty spot. I mean,
Richard Wright, Tranmere or Stockport away.
He's coming through an absolute crowd of players, and I'm not sure if he's ever going to get that ball.
It was a bad decision. He'll look back on it today and go, I made a mistake there.
But then after that, I think that affected him because there was another one that he came for and he should have caught and he punched when he was under no pressure. Then he had one after, I think, literally just after they're gone for 3-3. And he's passed it straight to their guy in midfield. And I mean, I think he was a bit frazzled there. But look, I'm not saying I'll bring in Christian Walton because
I think Lee says it really well. If he brought in Walton, that'd be so much pressure on Walton. Imagine what makes an error and we lost. Then everyone would question why McKenna dropped Halagi, which is why I said about you've come this far.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think what you're seeing really is a little bit of the. I mean, why number one goalkeepers number one goalkeepers? Because they're consistent. And why number two goalkeepers generally number two goalkeepers? Because they're inconsistent. They can be really good for running games, and then you see the inconsistencies. I think maybe you're starting to see that in a little bit of Halagi's game, that inconsistency that is perhaps why he was number two to Walton originally. Why, he was at Salford before, not a higher level, because the number twos generally are inconsistent.
And the point that we made on the phone, you'd signed Slicker in the summer.
Yeah.
If Walton had been fit, Martin, I think Slicker possibly might have been your number two, and Halagi might have left the club. I know you don't know what was going to happen, but
sliding doors moment that is.
He's come in, he's taken his chance, and he's played really well this season. And we hope now that he's made a couple of errors. Hopefully, get him on the training ground, René Gilmartin, and just have a chat to him and say, look, you're not under pressure. He probably knows. It's quite interesting if you watch the video last night of the bench cam when we scored the winner. And the only person who doesn't really celebrate on there is Christian Walton. Chaplin's jumping off there. Wes is going that way. Travis is going mental. And Christian Walton's like, I don't think he'll be there next summer, Walton. In next season. I think he moves on in the summer. Does Alagi move on? Possibly.
The thing is with the Ladke there, and Rich says about getting him on the training ground. That's for me. That's in-game decision making, Matt, and I don't think you necessarily are able to train that out of a player, because that's when the bullets are firing, and it's not a training issue. It's your split decision issue. He's made the decision. Now, goalkeepers are always taught, if you're going to go, don't hesitate, because that's the worst. But he's made it to go there, and I don't know why he's made it to go there. There's no need.
He probably couldn't even answer that himself. I mean, you've only got a split second to react. And look, Walton done that against Cheltenham last season and chucked one in himself, didn't he? So I mean, look, it's a difficult one for keepers. I mean, look, he's had a hard week as well. I mean, that Swansea game, who knows what that took out of him psychologically. And
good save at the end there. There you go. You see, football fans fickle. Good save at the end there. You know.
Do you know what I mean? So I mean, look, if he was costing us games, and he was costing us 3 points, then there's probably an argument there. But for me at the moment, while his decision making has got a little bit unpredictable, should we say, he's still my player of the season for me. I think he's been brilliant for someone who sat on the bench for God knows how long and had to come in and play a full campaign. I think he's been great and added another dynamic to our attacking play in terms of that keeper sweeper. I think he's brilliant.
How does Cooper at Plymouth play? Does he play with his feet?
He doesn't play a lot at the minute because he's injured again.
But generally, I mean, because you're somebody who watches a lot of football.
Here he goes. He said the other day that. What are we talking about here? There was in the WhatsApp group.
Something about football.
He's a good goalkeeper, but he's a good keeper. There's some good keepers about. It depends what Kieran thinks and who knows about the contract situation, because that's another thing that we. Well,
that's weird, isn't it? Because he's out. There's not an option on him, is there? He's actually out of contract.
Yeah, he could sign with another club now, Matt.
Yeah, perhaps he has. Who knows? But is that why there's silence? Very odd for someone who's like I say, I'm talking about him being player of the year, and you may agree or disagree with that, but I think he's been brilliant, and we all know that he's out of contract. Yet no one's talking about a new contract for him. So I mean, look, maybe we're answering our own question here. Perhaps he's going to move on to pastures new, but let's just concentrate on this season. I think he's been really good for us, and long may it continue. But yeah, I would do agree the decision making has got a little bit unpredictable, which McKenna won't like, because I think he doesn't deal with unpredictability. Unpredictability, is that a word? Yeah. He's such a planner that that'll probably give him butterflies, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what pans out.
All right. And for those that just want to know the in-joke there, I said to Rich that he watches so much football, he would watch 2 dogs running around a park as long as there's a ball involved for 90 minutes, which you would do, Rich, because you love football so much. You would stand
normally his own ones.
Yeah, well, not for 90 minutes, but yeah, he would.
Not the weather
90
today.
minutes.
Not the weather today.
You love it.
Stand in the dry. But look, we will probably revisit this in the summer, won't we? And Vaz has had a good season. He's had a good season. I agree, Matt. I don't think he'll be. I'm not voting for Player of the Year. It'll probably be in my top 3, I think. Mm-hmm. But
there you go. If he makes the penalty save, gets us promoted, he'd be everyone's player.
Should we talk about the penalty, Matt? Did you like the penalty from Kofi?
No. Raging. I was raging. Piss take, Panenka.
Great penalty.
The audacity of it, man. To do that when you're bottom of the table at Portman Road in the 93rd minute. Disgusting. From a shithouse point of view, I quite liked it. But as an Ipswich Town fan.
No. Not a penalty, was it? I've seen it back a couple of times. It's a hard one because unless you slow it right down. But Caden's given the referee a decision to make then. Look, they're 3-2 down in injury time, and Matey's gone down. Has he gone down quite easily? Yeah, probably, but you've dangled a leg.
There's contact. People going
to go down. My eye. No, there's not.
Well,
I actually thought the ref last night, when I see it was Keith Stroud, I thought, I thought he was okay. He is a little bit dramatic.
Oh, you like this, don't you? You gonna start doing this when you're doing St Ives and that?
It's like the one in the second half when Broadhead went down North Stand and everyone's shouting. He like bends down, Matt, and he goes like this.
That's good. You want some theatre from the referee? I like that. I mean,
just because you're mates with him, Matt. All right, just because you're mates with him. All right.
He's about the same stature as you as well.
Isn't he? Yeah. I would say I'm probably a little bit taller than him.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing.
I know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
He is a very nice chap. I've met him numerous times. He's a very nice chap. So I'm not going to slag him.
No, there you go. But on that penalty, that's why you don't generally ask strikers to defend, because they see ball, want ball,
and we've got away. people will say that wasn't a penalty. I don't know if everyone remembers the end of the QPR game when Caden was back in his own box, Matt, and he puts his hand out, and that's a handball that the referee
thought that
missed.
was a pen? You thought that was a pen, yeah?
So look, we all were obviously at that stage not very happy, were we? We're thinking 94th minute, 3-3.
Well, Phil wasn't.
What about Elliot? What about your boy Elliot? Tell everyone about Elliot.
So Elliot said, when the penalty went in, he said, "This is the worst day of my life."
Oh,
and he's raging. He's absolutely raging. Yet flip it about 60 seconds later, and when Amari scored, he's absolutely punching the seat in front of him.
Best day of his life.
The highs and lows.
That is literally sums up football in about a 90-second there. 1 minute you're tearing your hair out. The next minute, Amari's banged it in the bottom corner. It was a great finish, by the way, Martin, as well. Very good goal. But
like the West Brom one,
don't forget the Caden assist as well there.
No.
Because Al Hadami does well and in the right-hand side, slips it into Caden. Yeah, good little knock into Amari. One touch. Bang.
There you go.
Yeah,
great finish.
Really clutch. 999 Twitch chat from Sean. He says, enjoy the show, lads. And I'm sharing some of the wealth for my match bingo 2-line win. There you go, you see, Sean. Well, thank you. Appreciate that so much. We are also partnered with Stowmarket Osteopath, who bring one of the best forms of wealth, which is health. Go there for osteopath and physiotherapy. I know the links are just so phenomenally good. I should get paid.
You're such a professional.
I keep writing to Town TV and telling them I'm such a professional. They always want to listen, but we are partnered with Stowmarket Osteopaths. 01449613633. I go there regularly. Tell Freddie the Governor sent you. He'll look after you, and he'll bring.
When's your next trip? Do you need to go there after today with the old ladies? Do you need to go and have a little rub down?
No, I know. I went yesterday, day before yesterday, Monday. I went Monday, and still feeling the effects.
I want to know more about this bus trip, mate. I want to know what went on the bus trip.
All will be revealed in good time. But we couldn't wait long enough, and he's been waiting for weeks. We've been trying to make this happen for an absolute eternity.
Oh, yes.
Finally, he appears on the bottom of my screen. It's AD Croucher. Here he is. AD, how you doing?
The true legend of Stowmarket, I'm told. Not by AD Croucher, by the people.
Stowmarket as well.
Look at this. He's got earpods in as well, Matt.
Oh, no.
This is amazing.
And
we need to have a word with Colin. Colin has
well.
Colin's not got earpods when he comes on. He's in his dressing gown normally, AD.
I have left the dressing gown up. All tucked away upstairs now. I can't do that. No, it's I've actually been all waiting so at you long. I've almost run out of water here.
Is that water? Is that you sure that's water in that glass?
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, it is at the minute. I haven't plenty of that, but
well, here's a question for you, AD. Were you like Richard's lad Elliot last night? 3-3. Was it feeling like the worst night of your life?
It wasn't great.
Yes. And I must admit, and this always becomes a controversial comment. I was on the verge of booing, I have to say. I was so cheesed off.
Wow.
At the end there. Yes.
AD, my God.
And I thought that was really
disclosure.
Embarrassment, because you've got all the fans there. Well, all 100 of them was there last night.
140, AD. There's 140 Rotherham fans. They come in their droves.
No.
They come in their droves,
No,
didn't they?
it was less than that.
Did you count them? You could nearly count them one by one, like Fleetwood.
Rotherham was empty last night, then, wasn't it?
I actually got to 83 and I gave that one on there. 83, yeah, but last
that's
night...
Stowmarket education system for you, AD, that is. 83 and stopping.
Yes. That's right, yes. Yeah, I had it was feeling down, but, just like your lad, Rich, when that goal went in, well, the place erupted. Almost fell off. I almost had it. My dad actually sits next to me as well, and I nearly had to hold him up. Actually, poor thing. He's 87, and he's yes, but he actually saw the goal as we all did, and well, I really felt better. That was a
proper moment.
I actually fancied a night sort on the town there to celebrate after that. Yes. I actually felt, I don't know if you actually felt it, but I just felt that there was a tense tense actual fans all around the ground, and sort of the fans were willing that ball in, and it proves how far our team has come over the years under the McKenna, that he's actually trained them. He's got the right mindset into them as well, that you don't give up. And our team actually really fought actually to the end, and sort of what a goal that was. I'm still buzzing.
What
The last time I was going to come on, actually, by the way, I was going to come on after Maidstone, and I'm glad I didn't.
You probably did. Yeah.
Fortunately, after
Very
that one, I had technical problems, but I've been helped out tonight, and I've actually found things actually about the computer that I never knew was there. But for anyone else who wants to come on, I'd recommend it. Here is the place to let off steam, and it's good. It's good, yeah. And I'm just pleased that I've got on. I've got plenty more to say. You know, if you want to ask me any more, I don't know.
What about Colin's speech on Sunday, AD? He said positive minds needed, and we needed that at 3-3, didn't we? Yes,
we do. It was, you know, I was agreeing actually with you actually when you were talking about Aladke. He's I actually heard a comment on. I'm not quite sure whether that was on here or on Radio Suffolk, but actually someone thought that Aladke had actually come out and actually started to wave actually the person in the North Stand actually, because his arms were flapping so much that he didn't know what.
Yeah.
And that was. I should have had more faith and sort of actually when I've been home and away, and I've managed every away game actually so far this season. So hopefully I should manage the whole lot. Yeah, I've done it. You can't beat it. Yeah, I got into the swing of having a song and that, but you can't quite actually do that in the South Stand in there. I am trying, you know, but you start actually to sing, you know, all looking at you as if, what the heck is he on, you know? But that's...
You're going to get some songs going on the official coaches when you're coming home, AD, because when Colin calls me, it sounds very quiet. Sounds very quiet. Everyone's knackered, probably.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear, yes. Yes, that was all very quiet after Plymouth. After Swansea. We've got Plymouth next, of course, and then we've got Cardiff and then a Blackburn. They're all sort of long sort of away trips.
You doing Cardiff, even though it's on the telly? You doing Cardiff, the lunchtime one?
Yes. I don't pick and choose. You've got to be there, haven't you?
What time's the coaches leaving for that?
Actually, well, I'm good on the coaches, you see. So I shall. I don't know where the Colin's actually going, but he will probably have his half of a dozen. The cheese and tomato rolls, is it? Yeah.
I always like to know what Colin's been eating on these trips.
He always has 6. He always has 6, even on them longer journeys. I'll go for 8. I said to him, you've got to go for a couple. You got to have a couple of extras because you get to Peterborough services. If that was me, I'd have probably done 3 by then.
Oh yeah. I've always got a handshake actually from him, you know. But actually, to be fair, and I hope you don't take this wrong, sort of. With Colin, as you only say this, but you normally hear him actually before you see him. But he's he's great.
A lot of people would say that. God bless you, Colin.
He is the goat. And I actually give him a handshake, and I always give him a coffee as well. He's on there. He's a character. He really is. You see, and it's yes. Yes, I should be there, and
good man.
And hopefully that will be the continuation of our run.
What are we thinking for Saturday, against Birmingham? What are we thinking against Birmingham?
It has to be another 3 points, but that would be a lot harder, of course. But having said that, you know, I was one of the ones who actually thought that last night was going to be a walk in the park. You see,
you did.
It's sort of just actually proves. But I think actually Rotherham have got sort of a lot of passion. they're actually really fighting for their lives, aren't they? You see, so I think they're sort of thinking, well, we've got nothing actually to lose, apart
100%.
actually even possibly being relegated as well. But so the passion was there, the fight was there, and full credit to their team, full credit to their supporters. It's, we've been there, had the T-shirt, haven't we? But yes, it's.
I felt a little bit sorry for him,
was...
Adi. I know I wear blue and white, and I'm a Town fan and I want us to win. But I thought that was really harsh on them last night to score that equaliser so late, and then Richardson probably thinks that. I think they probably did deserve a point, but then Town go straight down the other end and score.
Not after that Panenka. You don't come to Pullman Road to take the piss.
No,
if you'd spoken to Mick on Monday night, you would have definitely felt bad for him, because I felt bad wanting Town to win after Mick.
I watched that
on Monday night.
Yeah. I really felt for them, actually, to be sort of honest with you, because I could see you thinking, well, I've got to be sympathetic here, but I can't. But he sort of almost seemed really, really down, as if to say, we're going to get hammered, aren't we? You see, but
you'd be down, Adi, if you were doing 31 away games and you ain't seen a win.
Yeah, but now imagine your team's just equalised to go 3-3.
Yeah.
And then
I
felt so bad. I was like,
they'll be okay. They're one of them teams who they're probably not good enough for the Championship, but when they come down to League One,
he's proved it already.
I think they'll do all right in League One.
I remember a time when we've been to places like Bolton, actually, when we thought that we were going to win, you see, and then they get a late goal, and it's and sort of the draws actually just seem actually like a loss, actually, sometimes, actually, when you get there, you see, and it's a long way home. But oh yes, it sort of must be really, really hard, you see, and obviously they were playing for Pride last night, and I actually give them full credit. I really do. Yeah, that was yes, that was. It ended up a great night, and I was all for giving an opinion afterwards, but I was given the chance actually tonight, and I thank you. And now I've got this the thing sort of off my shoulders. I hope to come back again. Hope to come back again if
Top man, AD. Top man, mate. Well
and I've worked out the technology as well.
Good man. AD, you've done it, all right? You smashed it. Hopefully we'll see you again. And enjoy the rest of the show.
That's right. Okay, cheers. All the best.
What a legend that is. Stone Market legend, AD Croucher.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Thank you, Dominic.
Link mine, right? So easy.
This is it. Hit the link and you can come on the show and you can have your say, just as the legend that is AD Croucher has just done. Talking legends, Dominic Dean has just gifted a 1 month Talking Town membership. So I don't know how you claim it, but if you can work it out, claim it.
AD was going to boo, Matt. He was going to boo.
Yeah, I don't want to call AD fickle because he puts in them hard yards, but it just goes to show you how emotional you can feel in moments. Like 30 seconds later, he's cheering. It's a great night, just like Elliot felt it.
It would have been a massive disappointment if
it would have been really disappointing.
It would have been.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah,
but we didn't. Thankfully,
absolutely. And just to tap on to the end of that, Dominic, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Thank you. Right, Birmingham. Without Tony Mowbray, sadly, as I said on Monday, we wish him nothing but the best. We're all behind him. We're all with him. A lot of love and affection, obviously, for the legend that is Tony Mowbray. But Birmingham come into town. Thoughts heading into it before I ask you for any changes in the score prediction? Rich, thoughts heading into it?
Mark Venus in the dugout then, another Town legend.
Remember his free kicks?
Look, yeah, he was like a hammer, wasn't it? I remember the one against Watford, Matt, he scored on a Tuesday night. It was raining. I think that was the game where Dyer broke his leg possibly.
But give me Spurs any day of the week. First goal back in the Premier League. Spurs, threw about 400 players in the wall.
Venus's favourite goal for me was away at Southampton in the Premier League when we drew 3-3, and it was about 30-yarder straight in the top corner. But look, Tony Mowbray, obviously Town legend, and we wish him all the best, and we hope to see him back in the dugout soon. I think he's still going to be involved behind the scenes, but obviously not on a match day. But we send him all our best, and we hope he's well soon. But look, Birmingham, I'm not so concerned going into Birmingham as I was against Rotherham. I know that's a strange thing to say, but I think everyone's had a little bit of a reality check with last night, boys. Do not underestimate anybody in this league. And it was really interesting after the game when Brenner interviewed Leif Davis, and he said to him about, did they basically in the second half, 3 went up, did they take the foot off the pedal, and Leif didn't say they did, but then he didn't say they didn't, Matt. It was really interesting. And he basically said that with the games coming now thick and fast and they're running out, we can't afford another performance like they did last night. And I think they'll all know that. Kieran will know that. And he'll probably sit them down and they'll analyse that game and the mistakes they made. And I don't think we'll play that bad again. But I think sometimes it's human nature, when you're playing a team bottom of the league, and you think that you should beat them. And we were lucky. I'm not saying we were lucky because Matt doesn't like that because we scored 4 goals, which I do agree with. But I'd say we were fortunate, to turn that around and win that game. So Birmingham at home, they had a good win last week. They beat Sunderland. They obviously beat them 2-1. Be interesting to see what reception Stansfield gets Saturday because I think he might get a little bit of stick because obviously Town were in for him. He stayed at Birmingham, but he's a threat for them. Andre Dezelle is back. They've John Ruddy in goal. He'll probably get an interesting reception. Ex-Norwich.
Yeah.
Town should have enough to beat these. If we do everything right, and I don't think we'll see. I don't know what you think, Mine. I think the second half last night was probably the worst 45 of football. Worst 45 minutes of football under Kieran in his tenure. I thought we were really, really poor. We passed the ball really poorly. Couldn't get up the pitch.
Worse than Leeds away? Worse than Leeds away?
Well, yeah, because it was Leeds away, not Rotherham.
Rotherham I think you look at the opposition, but then you do have to give credit to Rotherham and what they done, and they obviously 100%. Worked us out. But I don't think Birmingham will be coming with 2 strikers and launching the ball forward like they were last night. And I don't think they play that way, Gov. And I think not many teams do nowadays. If you look at the teams along the leagues, most of them play one up front and they're playing football. And like we spoke about the goalkeeper, about him, we don't know how good he's with his feet because he didn't have to because he was launching it about 70 yards up the pitch. So if it's a football game and Birmingham come and play, and look, if you've got to play a lot of Andre Dezelle in your midfield, Matt, you're probably going to play football. So
I think it will suit. I think it would suit us. I think that style will certainly suit us more, and hopefully we can get back to our usual flowing style. But teams are coming here not to do us a favour; they're coming to get points. And Rotherham did what they wanted to do last night, and it nearly worked for them. So we'll see what Birmingham bring to the table. But I would imagine it'd be a bit more of an open passing game. I would have thought.
As we exit the wilderness, of course, Matt. Any changes for you?
Leave the wilderness. Any change? Well, I mean, what? Let's hope Harry Clark is fit. If not, I think Twanzebe will go in now. And I think you keep. So certainly, I'm keeping Hladky. So it'd be Twanzebe, the 2 in the middle, and obviously Leif. I think Luongo will come back into midfield. Can't see too many other changes. Well, Sarmiento obviously started the game, went off with a knock, as someone rightly said there. So I'd imagine
Broadhead.
Broadhead, I think Broadhead would be there. And I think, I was a bit worried about Kofi with that knee last night because he took a bit of a heavy blow on it, didn't he? And he kept going down with it. And eventually, the physio come on, didn't he? Matt Byard come on and had a look at it, and he seemed to get through the game. But if he was not to, if he'd started on the bench or whatever, I've got no worries about Al Hamidi starting the game. I mean, that guy, it's like as we said before, what Joe Roll said about Shif Kikuchi, would chase a crisp packet around the pitch in the wind. I love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Amari starts for Dominic. Any changes for you? Do you keep Amari in the lineup?
It all depends where you play him because
in the 10.
That's what I was going to say. So I think Broadhead comes back in on the left. I think Sarmiento a bit of a hamstring. I didn't really think he had a great 45 yesterday.
It's quiet.
The only sort of impact he had was on Ollie Rathbone. I hope he's all right. I really hope he's all right, because that was a real nasty one over that far side. Wes will be on the right. It's the 10.
Chappell's all day for me.
I thought he was quiet last night, but you're playing at home. You're playing against Birmingham, and a lot of Amari's best work has been off the bench. You look at the goals, the West Brom.
Yeah,
he's been fantastic, and I see that back there a little while ago, Gov. There was someone saying he's the best loan signing ever. Takes over from Giovanni. Giovanni was only here for 6-7 games, Matt, and he
6-7
was
games?
fantastic. But Amari has been an absolute breath of fresh
better
air.
than Fraser?
Who?
Ryan Fraser.
He was all right. He's all right. He's all right, wasn't he?
Selena with his Thunderbolt goals.
Jim Magilton was actually quite a good loan signing. When we signed him, he was in the wilderness at Sheffield Wednesday. He was in the wilderness.
That is the wilderness.
That was the wilderness. Smassy Aboo.
I remember his one goal scored on the telly at Sheffield United away.
Yeah,
2-1.
yeah.
Well, Marlon Harewood was he on loan?
He was a loan player.
Prolific in the reserves.
DJ Campbell, good loan signing.
That was a really good signing.
Oh, that was a really good,
good signing. He's still goal.
Campbell.
Jill knew a player. Cresswell, Chambers.
Jill knew a loan signing because he filled his team with him that season. Yeah. I mean, how many loan signings did we have that?
Yeah,
how many did we have that
signing?
Team,
wasn't it?
We had 6, didn't we? We had 6. We had 5 in the matchday squad, so one was forever being left out.
Was Indoor one of his? Was that Mick?
Indoor was one of his, but they never played him for some reason. So it was like he couldn't get a game. I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly.
But I think we're proving now, and probably this is moving forward next season when hopefully Kieran's still here and we'll obviously make some more signings. I think now we can get them higher grade players, Matt. You know, your loan players.
Because Adam Proudlock came up on the screen there. Martin deleted it quickly.
Awful player. One of the worst.
Great
hair though. Great hair though.
No, awful hair. His hair was terrible.
No, I was going for the Amari comment, you see, because we're talking about Amari. But Tom Lawrence gets in the championship in Mike D.
Excellent. Brilliant signing. Tom Lawrence was
really
great.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, he was really good.
He was great that season with Bart. It was like a 2-man team. He was scoring the goals. Bart was keeping them out at the other end. But
Martin Roycer.
The legend.
Excellent.
Been on this show. Get extra legend points if you've been on this show.
But I think now, like I was saying, we can get them higher grade loan players because they know when they come here, they're going to work under McKenna, and they know that they're going to improve. Trevor Chalobah, another one. He was a loan signing. Whoever saw him
to Bayern Munich.
Whoever saw him playing in the Premier League when he was at Town.
Not me.
I mean, but yeah, look, Amari's been great, but I still think for Saturday's game, you're not leaving Chaplin out really at home, are you, Martin?
No, of course you're not. No, that's why I tend to put Wes at right back, and then you're able to accommodate keeping Amari in the team with the Chappers.
It's a good shout. Yeah,
because I'm looking to keep Amari in the team. I want him in the team, but it's a case of not above Chaplin for me. Wes is my preferred right now because he's in form right winger. So hang on, how about we put Wes at right back? And we're able to put all 3 in the team. That's where my head is.
But I don't know if that works.
Impetus, yeah,
it works on FM. Doesn't probably work in real life.
I'll say in reality, I'm not sure that's probably the right thing to do. But
no,
it's exciting.
That's why I'm sat here.
Be exciting though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Where's the right back? Amari in front of him. I mean, blimey.
Imagine. Do it, Kieran. Let's give it a game. See what happens.
Joe Roy would, you know. Joe would just say, we can't defend anyway, boys. So let's just play with a 2-man back line.
Yeah. Matt Elliott. He was a Joe Roy one, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was a good loan signing.
Yeah.
Very good loan signing.
We should do a show about great loan signings. Summer content.
Thousands to choose from, particularly under the Roy Keane, Paul Jewell, Marcus Evans era. All right, score predictions as we round up this wonderful show. Don't forget we are back after Birmingham, post-game at the feet of the statue for match reaction. Score predictions, though, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Matt. What do you think?
I think we will win. I think this game will be a bit more comfortable for us.
We don't do comfortable at home, Matt.
Touch wood. I'm pretty certain we'll go a goal down. Probably stand still to Andre Dazelle. I think we'll probably come back and win. I will go with a 2-1 victory. I think I said 3-0 for last night. I think I'll go 2-1. I think they gave us a tough game at St Andrews. We had to claw back and get a point there. 2-2. Harness had an impact in that game, of course. Could feature Saturday, given now at what troublesome time he gave them. 2-1. 2-1 Town. The run continues.
Mark says 2-1. Richard Moss.
Yeah, look, it's we're at that stage and we must win now, Gov. Has to be. It has to be. It has to be 3 points because, and hopefully, we don't know what happens Friday night, but obviously Leeds play Leicester. Hopefully Leicester can do us a favour, and then if we can win, we can return to second in the table. I don't think it'll be easy. Town never make it easy, Mark, Martin and Matt at home. We very rarely this season we've gone down there and we've had a comfortable 2 or 3-0. It's normally a 4-2 or a 3-2 or look, goals. I think Town will score. I think Birmingham will score. I'll go 3-1 to the Tractor Boys.
Okay. Yeah. As James, I need to call him Josh Sargent. James Sargent, Paul F. Gary
yeah, we'll
Reed.
come on to Josh Sargent in a few weeks. Hopefully he's injured.
Dom D says 5-0. Peter Graham says he's getting it. Peter's really getting the Town ethos this year.
Well,
Town 7, Birmingham 6.
What a game this is.
No, I wouldn't like that.
6-1
7-0 and then they score. Well, even then I wouldn't like it. Hamish says on loan signings, David Unsworth, a great loan signing. Losing for the 05 playoffs, the main reason we lost to West Ham. It has sorted out Edrington. To be fair, he would have done.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. Very good penalty taker as well.
Remember David Unsworth being done for pace at Preston from the halfway line.
He was never quick, was he?
That wasn't his attribute.
I remember him zipping down the. I went to Bramall Lane on his debut, and he zipped down the left and he cut him from the left-hand side. That's the one where, if you see the famous Neil Warnock, some of his on the touchline, and he's like Joe's there. Husband, he's fucking hell. And then Unsworth scores and we win 2-0. And that day, I thought Town were destined to return to the Premier League because I think we were top of the league then. Kofi scored as well that day. But
really good team that. It was that was so close like this season. It was really close, ups and downs, wasn't it? Yeah, it was that team deserved promotion. I thought
it was an injury that did us that year. Yeah.
Wigan was it? Was it the Wigan game he got injured in?
No, Leicester. I think it was Leicester.
Yeah,
the preceding
Dublin.
Yep.
I think it's pretty innocuous. And I think we had, what was it, 4 or 5? He only missed 4 or 5 games. Scully came in.
Didn't he?
Scully scored.
But he hadn't
goals.
played for Leicester at that point, so he wasn't.
Scully scored no goals and got about 4 yellow cards. That was it. And he was a shadow of what we remembered him in the first spell at Town.
I don't think it was. If memory serves me, I don't think he was fit. He wasn't playing for Leicester at the time. I think he'd come back from an injury probably. Because he was out of the team as a quality player.
And that was crucial because we literally missed out right at the end there. I think we lost to QPR at home when he was out. Kooky, I think we lost.
But wasn't that also because Furlong? The ball hit literally Furlong on the back from a goal kick. The luckiest goal I've ever seen at Portman.
Hey, that was West Ham, wasn't it? Was that West Ham?
No, that was
flips. Yeah.
That was on New Year's Day against West Ham when
was it West Ham?
West Ham.
Kelvin was in. Kelvin Davis, by the way, Eastleigh manager, Matt.
Eastleigh manager. But that's the luckiest goal I've ever seen at Portman Road ever.
Yeah,
literally goal kick. Hits him on the back of the head. Davis slips. He's just got to slide it in.
Piss take.
This is a nightmare.
Have a piss take. Yeah.
That was one of the worst games in that run with no Kooky when we played Watford at home.
See, I think it's QPR, and Hamish says I'm right, but we'll see.
A.D. Boothroyd. Do you remember A.D. Boothroyd when he bought Watford down there? I mean, they were terrible. Yeah, shit house. Oh, my God, it was awful.
Came for the rugby, didn't they? Come for the rugby.
Awful. It was awful.
Yeah, see, it was Furlong on the back.
Okay.
Shoot who scored in the yeah.
They won 2-0. There was also one. There was also one against
West Ham.
Yeah, we lost 2-0.
I'll go with the majority.
Points hurt. But there we go. Frank says 3-1 Town, and Rung says 2-2. Absolutely. Thank you for watching. We're back on Saturday for the match reaction. Enjoy the rest of your week. Like, subscribe. Don't forget Match Bingo. Play Match Bingo. Win cash prizes. Over 18s only. Be gamble aware. And Stone Market Odds. Pass 14496136333. Here's the man Matthew Phillips. He's got far too much time on his hands, but that's old news. We'll see you all next time. You make me smile when I think of you. If I